Hello, Internet Explorers. You join us as we have left the sights and sounds of Grenoble.
I didn't see many of the sights or sounds.
No,
That's
but
previous episode.
yes, they'll have seen that in the previous episode. We're moving on. So, we are on our way to Canne, famous for the film festival.
Welcome to the long free ride. Our route to Cannes would take the Route Nationale 85, or N85. For a large part, we'll be following the Napoleon's Way, a favourite for touring motorcyclists. It's called the Napoleon's Way because in 1815 he escaped incarceration on the Mediterranean island of Elba, came ashore in Cannes and headed north along this route. This was his last hurrah though, as 100 days later he went on to lose at Waterloo and then was transported to the island of Helena in the South Atlantic, where he died of stomach cancer at the age of 51. Michelle was not enjoying this winding route as much as I was. Oh, there could be a bit of picking up to do today, I think. Oh, the old biker's on my tail.
Oh, well,
he's getting his knee
never
down.
mind about the biker
He's
on
getting
your
his
tail.
knee down.
Jeez, Louise. Right, okay.
Right, okay, what? Don't like mountain roads no more.
Well,
This is why we come out on the bikes nightly. Look at this.
lovely. Go hire a bike.
This bloke at the back has got his bird on as well. She's loving it.
You don't know that. You can't possibly know that. And are you sure it's not just a bag on his back?
Whatever, it's a bag with a crash helmet.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a spare because he knows he's going to need it. Okay, I accept there was a second person on the bike. But we still don't know that they are enjoying it.
I could tell you now. He's having a lovely time.
So are you, darling, so are you.
Our first stop was in Gap at a retail park. Once again, it had the version 4 Tesla Tombstone chargers that all vehicles can use. But we were the only ones needing some electrons. We stayed long enough to grab a coffee and then headed off. The hills and mountains around Gap were fantastic, but over time the clouds seemed to be growing and becoming ever more ominous.
Our second stop of the day was to charge at Sisteron. It had 12 charges, so we were in and out pretty quickly without any delay. At this point, the weather was deteriorating, so it was very wet and misty, and we were driving narrow, twisty roads of the Côte d'Azur. However, the weather shortly became absolutely dreadful. I really hope you can sing more than I can.
Oh yeah. Loads more, darling, loads more. Sounds like a clear day to me.
Yeah.
suppose if we could see the drops, we might be worried.
And even when you could see through the low cloud and rain, there were other perils on the road. Oh, there's now also a car behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. At times during this drive, it was hard to imagine we were approaching the south of France in May. Look at the weather. We've arrived in Canne. How exciting. South of France, can't you tell? By the glorious weather. Well, when I say we've arrived, I've arrived. John's refusing to get out of the car until it stops raining. So, hey-ho.
The next morning, we wandered down into Canne with beautiful blue skies and a stiff breeze, so different from the day before. Pretending that we were living the film star life, we had a drink at one of the beach cafes before wandering along the promenade. Canne was getting ready for its yearly film festival, which was a couple of weeks away, and there were many pavilions under construction. There was also a lot of municipal work going on, screened off with pictures of film stars over the decades. We eventually found our way to what would soon be the heart of the festival, the Seafront Cinema, a bust of former French President Georges Pompidou looking out over crowds getting pictures on the iconic red carpet. There was also the Walk of Fame, where stars had left their handprints in concrete. There were many we didn't know, but we did spot Catherine Deneuve, Johnny Halliday, Dennis Hopper, Meg Ryan, Jodie Foster and Meryl Streep.
At this point of the day, John was really flagging and not feeling well, so we decided to get on the tourist train called Petit Train and go for a little bit of a tour around the parts of Cannes we weren't going to be able to walk to. It was really important that John conserved energy because the next day we'd planned to go to Monaco and see a friend of his. I was really excited. I've never been to Monaco before, and it was great to just catch up with someone we knew. Cannes is a city in the French Riviera and is over 2,000 years old. It's famous for the film festival and 2 huge boat shows a year. So it really is synonymous with living a glitzy and fashionable lifestyle of the rich and popular. La Croisette is the famous road next to the shoreline and runs for about 2 kilometres. At one end is Le Palais des Festivals et Congrès, which houses the red carpet for the film festival, and on the other side of the road are the very expensive designer stores like Chanel and Dior, and the really posh hotels like the Carlton and the Martinez.
If you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. It costs you nothing and it makes such a difference to a small channel like ours.
The tourist train took us up the hill to La Suquette, the old town, and this is where the Notre Dame church is. This area was historically where the monks settled and controlled the city of Cannes for hundreds and hundreds of years. It is a really lovely view back over Cannes to see the beach, La Croisette and the marina from up here. Just off the Cannes shoreline are the Lerin Islands. Probably pronouncing that wrong, so I'm sorry. But Sainte Marguerite and Saint Honorat both have interesting histories. So Sainte Marguerite is known for the legend of the man in the iron mask. Basically, he was a prisoner of Fort Royal, which is based on that island. Saint Honorat was occupied for centuries by the monks of Lerin's Abbey, and they produce quality wine and liqueurs all year round, even up to now, and offer tasting sessions. So we'll have to come back on another day.
The road train ride had given some time for the batteries in my legs to recharge, and so we took a wander through some of the seafront squares, grabbing lunch in one of the restaurants. Then we headed into the shopping area to search for a USB Wi-Fi adapter for Michelle's PC, before grabbing a taxi back to our apartment.
The next day dawned bright and sunny again, but more importantly, we were on the road to Monaco. En route, we stopped for a rather special charge. Now, have we got a spot?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, really good.
Now your destination is on the left.
We've taken a little day trip out from Canne today to go see a friend of mine who lives in Monaco. We needed some charge, so we have stopped at a supercharger in Nice, and it just so happens to be the 100th unique supercharger that we've visited.
Which is really very nice.
Nice? Nice? Get it?
100th unique charging point is the triumph.
It is. It is. We should get a fair few more on this trip. And looks forward to getting the 200th now.
Why don't we just target 125?
No, let's target 200. Yeah.
150, compromise.
You've got to celebrate the hundreds. Anyway, that's what we're up to at the moment. We didn't take much footage as Monaco, as we were mainly there just to see my friend. But we did have a lovely lunch at a key-end restaurant and a wander around the cheaper of the two main marinas. Let's have a look at the stats for this episode. We drove 296 miles, which equates to 476 kilometres.
We added 106 kilowatts to the battery over 4 charges, 3 heading into Cannes and 1 on our day trip off to Monaco. We were plugged in just for a total of 1 hour and 21 minutes.
As you'll know from the name of our channel, we do not need to pay if we use Tesla chargers. But if we did, the driving in this episode would have cost us £29.96. There were no other car charges, but I do think I'm going to need some wiper blades when I get back to the UK after all that rain.
Now let's add that to the grand total for the trip so far. We hope the long free ride is demonstrating that you can do long road trips in an electric vehicle. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel to help us bring this message to a wider audience.
Join us next time on the long free ride as we step back into the Middle Ages in the historic French city of Carcassonne.